Welcome back to the Built for the Trades podcast. Question I have for you today. Have you ever just felt completely overwhelmed to the point where it's just paralyzing, or it's just frustrating and you don't even like to go to work anymore? If that's you, you came to the right podcast. Or have you ever finally delegated something just to get burned in the process? You're not alone. It's happened to me plenty of times in my past. And I've decided, man, I can just do it better. I can do it faster if I just do it myself. Today, I want to challenge you to unlock the power of delegation, to elevate your business. I'm going to give you 4 steps today of how to properly delegate with your team. Welcome back to the Built for the Trades podcast. We're all about growing leaders because we know that when leaders grow, their influence grows to people around them. What if the key to unlocking more time and more success in your business was as simple as just letting go? Easier said than done, right? John Maxwell says, if you want to do a few small things right, do them yourself. But if you want to do great things and make a big impact, you got to learn how to delegate. As we get started today, I want to give a shout out to Project to Payment. They're our podcast sponsor. They're a great invoicing estimating software for small trades businesses. Through the link in the podcast, you can get your first 3 months free through Built for the Trades. It was a typical weekend. I was out mowing the yard, and my son Marshall, who's 7 years old, came up to me and just kept asking, "Dad, can I mow the yard? Dad, can I mow the yard?" The thoughts that were going through my head were, 1, no, because I can do it faster, I can do it better, and I just don't really have the patience today to deal with this. But he was just persistent. And finally, I was like, what a great moment to teach my son, to delegate, to empower him to mow the yard so I could be doing other things to speed up the process. Maybe while he's mowing, I could be weed eating. Finally, I decided by investing a bit of time now, it could free up my time for the future. So I started the delegation process. And I was like, okay, watch me mow. So he's watching me mow. And he's like, yeah, okay, I can do that. So he takes over the mower and we're working kind of side by side on it. And I'm like, he may be a little too young for this, but he's doing a pretty good job. He's pretty excited, pretty persistent. And then finally, the 3rd step was I just let him mow and I just sat back and watched him. And I pointed out a few things that he needed to correct. And then finally after that, he was off on his own. I was trusting that he could do it. It took a little time, it took a little patience, but all I had to do now is just go back and verify after he completed it that it was done right. I don't know if you've ever experienced that at home, but you probably have experienced that in business. There's times where you know that there's something that you may need to delegate, but you can just do it quicker. You can do it better. Or maybe you did delegate and got burned in the process. I have a client who, for the entire life of his business, has been doing his payroll. And he has about 50 employees and he's still doing his payroll. You know why? Because it's complicated. He can do it accurately. He can do it faster. He's better at it. But it took him 3 to 4 hours every week. And it wasn't until I started challenging him, hey, there's other things as a business owner that you should be doing other than your payroll every week. And he's like, but Dan, I delegated, I tried delegating it before and got burned in the process. And so I just encourage him, let's find the right person who we trust that can handle that. And let's go through the 4 steps of delegation. But before we jump in those 4 steps, let's empower that person. If we just take a task that we have and we just push it off on somebody else without truly empowering them, or going through these 4 steps, what are they going to think? They're going to think, oh, so-and-so is just not wanting to work. They're just pushing everything off on me. And we don't want that. That's not going to be empowering of our team. We need to find the right person who's detail-oriented, that we trust, that can run payroll. And we need to empower them by saying, hey, look, I know that you are the right person for this job. I trust you. I'm going to spend the time delegating this to you. And it's very important. I want you to prioritize it, and I want you to own it. So step 1 is, once we build that empowerment, then step 1 is just having them sit with you and watch you go through that task that you're wanting to delegate. Step 2, work together in the process. You do a little bit, have them do a little bit. Step 3, have them completely do it and you just watch them do it. And then step 4 in delegation is trusting that they got it, having them do it, and then just double check as needed, verify as needed to make sure it's getting done to your standards. Reclaim your time. I challenge you this week. Reclaim it. Think about it. What task can you delegate? What can you delegate to really start to be able to scale your business? Pick one task this week. Share it with me. What are you going to be willing to delegate to go to the next level? Because by delegating, you empower your team, you foster growth, and elevate the success of your business. So together, let's cultivate a culture of empowerment and sustainable success. Please like, subscribe, share this podcast with a friend. Maybe a friend that you know also is having a hard time delegating. I hope that this encourages you, it challenges you, and remember, great things in business are done through delegation. Hope you have an amazing day. Keep leading from the front, and I'll see you in the next podcast.